There are flowers now, they say, at Alamein. Yes, flowers in the minefields now. To those that come to view that vacant scene, where death remains and agony has been, will find the lilies grow, flowers and nothing that we know.
The thing I noticed most is the built-up area now. All the new buildings gone up. The last time I was standing in this area was 70 years ago. I'm in my 91st, so I go back a bit, don't I?
I'm 89 years old. Why did I come here? To pay my respects to my friends that never came back.
I'm Olive Chesworth from Australia. I'm just on 90 years. I found that I could visit my husband's grave for the first time. I was delighted because I had tried to come before and had never achieved the opportunity.
It's reviving old memories. This is the second time I've been here. Came here in 2006. There was a service here, but nothing like this. I was in MU maintenance units mostly. Whatever came in, wanted repairing, we repaired it. We weren't like the Americans. If anything went wrong, they'd just whip an engine out and put a new one in. But we had to repair them.
What are your memories of the desert and of North Africa?
The desert, sand, flies, not much water, plenty of bully beef and biscuits. Sandstorms, they were the worst things, I think.
How much water did you have to drink per day? Were you
a water can full, a pint of water, they'd do everything with it.
How did you used to wash your clothes?
You didn't. What's that for water on? No, you know.
Petrol?
No.
You washed your clothes in petrol?
Can I have your attention?
I didn't.
Welcome to Alamein Cemetery.
What always strikes me when looking at the headstones in war cemeteries, and this one is no exception, is the youth of those who took part. They are all heartbreakingly young, many as young as 18 or 19. They did now and do what they were asked to do. And they did it then, and they are still doing it now.
I was an ambulance driver in a field ambulance attached to a tank corps, so that when the tanks or the artillery were knocked out, we picked up the casualties. We happened to go anywhere where the fighting was. If there wasn't a machine gun bullets and you couldn't see them, and we just had to go to pick up the casualties wherever they were. If they were not badly wounded, then we could take them back to the advanced dressing station. But often we didn't know, especially if it was at night. And quite often, I suppose, they were left there. There's a lot of the things, though, with the artillery and the tanks, they did help their comrades quite a lot. They would probably go back the next morning, if they could, and get out the people that were not dead. But it wasn't, often there was no way that they could get back anyway. We never carried dead people on an ambulance. If they died while they were on the ambulance, we found the nearest slit trench or dug a grave and put them in there and just covered them up. Took their pay books and their dog tags for the office, and that was it. You can't pick who's going to die or anything. When it's your time to go, you'll go, wherever you may be. I was scared all the time. Who isn't? I mean, I was only 21, and my life was in front of me, but I was there.
My husband was the tank commander of the 3rd, the King's Own Hussars, and his crew was Lance Corporal Lovelock and Trooper Barr. Like other tanks in the regiment, they were blown to pieces, and because they were blown to pieces, their remains would not be sufficient to have separate graves. They were always given one grave and 3 stones. I was in the ATS, he was in the Armoured Corps, the 3rd King's Zone Hussars. We married in a very short time. We married at the end of January 1942. Then on November the 2nd, he was killed at Alamein. I had a telegram telling me he had been killed and a letter from his colonel, who wrote a really delightful letter, but of course couldn't go into detail. I later found a book in the library, and to my astonishment, they actually named him. Montgomery had told Brigadier Currie to expect 100% casualties. So the men went into battle knowing, they had been told, and they went into battle knowing that they were in for a tough time. But they had been given orders to go forward to the ridge, and they went. And as they went, of course, they were blown to pieces. The commanding officer, then Major Eveler's tank in front of my husband's, was blown up, and he then took charge and led the others, and then his tank was blown up. But with very few tanks left, they had reached their objective just.
We drove into the area after the Germans had retreated, and I saw some horrible sights there. Devastation, really. It was bare desert, lots of barbed wire, and tanks scattered about, and bodies.
We weren't aware of what was really going on around us. You're part of an army, you're part of a group of people relying on each other. So today has been quite traumatic, really. Thank you.
I feel a great contentment knowing where he is in this beautiful spot under this lovely tree, shaded with his crew, and that has, for me, given me a great feeling of contentment. I feel much better now. It may be 67 years after, but it is most important.
Very emotional. I'm sorry. Very emotional. Oh, no, go now, please.